Sun is shining on this Monday night, and it's time for the best show about racing anywhere in broadcasting. It's called The Last Lap Show. Good evening, everyone. Darren with you. Hey, thank you so much for joining me on this show that I get to do every Monday night right here in the studios of K97, Iowa's favorite country. As you can see this way, the sign behind me. There you go, right there. And sometimes we're going to take the show on the road as well, and I got different ones planned. We're going to be out and about this spring, the rest of the spring and summer sometimes. So hopefully you can come out and hang out on the show with us. Bring your drivers, bring your cars out. Let everybody see those cars that maybe they don't get to see up close and personal too often, and get to meet you. Of course, maybe even buy some of your T-shirts, some of your paraphernalia, that kind of thing. You know, speaking of T-shirts, the morning train, you know, that kind of thing. That kind of stuff that we sell. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, if you're joining me via the airwaves of Iowa's favorite country, K97 tonight, thank you so much for doing so. Greatly appreciate you being on the Last Lap Show with me. If you're joining me via one of our audio streams, like our website, yourforddodge.com, or I don't know, the free iHeartRadio app, the free Odyssey radio app, the free TuneIn radio app, one of those three. Thank you so much for joining us there as well. If you're joining me via our Alpha Fort Dodge video stream, right here on our Facebook page, Iowa's favorite country, K97 on Facebook, or my Darren on Air Facebook page. Thank you so much for joining me here as well. Don't know why you're calling, not taking calls. So nice try on that one, though. Give it a shot. Let that thing blink and see what happens. Anyway, hey, coming up a little bit later on, we're going to be talking with a couple of very special guests. Our guests tonight have kind of been on the front end of something that's come back in a very, very popular way. Now, it was popular many, many years ago. You know, just kind of got kind of commonplace, you know, and, you know, that kind of thing kind of leveled out a little bit. But now the popularity is exploding again. And we're going to be talking with Mike and Shannon Henely tonight from the White Fox RC Speedway in Webster City. Mike and Shannon, husband and wife, they are the owners and the promoters of the White Fox Speedway. So make sure that you are sticking around for that, because they've got a lot of great things to talk about when it comes to RC racing. And I'll tell you what, like I said, it's become extremely popular again. Mike and Shannon have been doing the White Fox track for, I think a couple of years now. I think this might be their second year, maybe third, over in Webster City. But they're going to tell us all that coming up in a little bit. So make sure you stick around for all that fun as well. I want to start like I do every week and say a big thanks to the folks that make this show possible every single Monday night. Our sponsors here on the Last Lap Show, just like drivers have their sponsors, just like crews have their sponsors, we have ours as well. Starting off with our title sponsor, a big, big thank you this year to it's our first year title sponsor for them, Platinum Construction and Demo LLC. Cannot thank them enough. They're the ones, like I said, that are the title sponsor of the Last Lap Show, and God bless you. Thank you for jumping on board with us. Farrell's Auto Repair, Ryan Farrell right here in Fort Dodge does an outstanding job, he and his team. Big thanks to Ryan for being back on with us again for another season here on the Last Lap Show. The Stumpy's Trifecta, that includes Stumpy's Bar and Grill in Duncombe, Stumpy's Party Buses, of course, and Stump's Snow and Mow, the original Snow and Mow. Big thanks to Stumpy and all of his entities as well. Brand new to our sponsor list, and a big thank you to Ryan's House Repairs. Big thanks to Ryan for jumping on with us. If you're looking for house repairs of any kind, you get in touch with Ryan. He can get you all taken care of, and he'll get you done. Of course, back to the way you want it, or maybe envision the way you want it, like nobody else can. So make sure you get in touch with Ryan, Ryan's House Repairs as well. Poplar Grove Speedway, big thanks to, cannot say thanks enough to Tim and Holly Mortensen in Cameron. Man, they've got one of the best go-kart tracks anywhere in the country, and they prove that year in and year out. So big, big thanks to Tim and Holly and their fantastic team at Poplar Grove Speedway in Cameron. Webster County Fairgrounds and Event Center right here in Fort Dodge. And that's Webster County, not Webster City, Webster County. I can't believe that I have people that think it was Webster County Speedway in Webster City. Well, no, I get where you're coming from, but no, it's right here in Fort Dodge. They are amazing. They are going to have their very, very first races coming up this Saturday. I'll tell you all about that in just a little bit. So big thanks to the team at Webster County Fairgrounds and Event Center. And also jumping on brand new as a sponsor of this go-around, a big, big thank you to Sports Park Raceway right here in Fort Dodge. Another one of our track sponsors, and a big thank you to everybody, Jeff and Brian and everybody with Sports Park Raceway. Cannot thank them enough. Speaking of, they're going to be the first results that I give tonight, because they got some racing in on Friday of last week. Good to know that we got racing getting in, right? Finally, because, man, we've gone how many weeks Well, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and Mother Nature's been like, no, we're not going to give you any racing yet. No, we're not going to give you any racing yet. Okay, maybe we'll give you a splash. Well, she finally gave in and gave us some, thankfully. And Sports Park Raceway in Fort Dodge, right here in Fort Dodge, was one of them. So we're going to get to those results in just a little bit. Tonight, while you're, if you're watching on our video stream, like we do every week, I got a great prize. I'm going to give you a chance to win. I'm going to put on the line as I put on my cheaters here. We like to call them. They're called readers, but cheaters, because this is what happens when you get old. See, this is what we do every week here on our video end of things. We're going to give you a chance to win another pair of tickets to Celebration. Celebration coming up June the 11th, right here in Fort Dodge. If you haven't heard, Brett Michaels of Poison fame going to be headlining, and Molly Hatchet going to be opening for Brett Michaels. So it's going to be a great night out at Harlan Rogers Sports Complex, right here in Fort Dodge again on June the 11th. So we're going to give you another chance to win a pair of tickets. Now, here's what I need you to do. A couple of things. One, if you are taking a shot at trying to win the tickets or any prize I put up on the Monday Night Race Show, hang around, because it takes me a little bit of time. When I get off the show, I got to shut things down. I got to move things around. I got to do this. I got to do that before I can get to our Facebook page and randomly select a winner. And that's exactly how it's done. It's done randomly. We use what's called a random number generator, and it randomly selects the winner out of all the entries that we've gotten. So stick around, keep checking that Facebook page to see if maybe you are the winner. I've had a couple of winners this year already where they didn't check, and after a week, it's like, okay, the prize is gone. I mean, it's taken away. So if you didn't claim it, sorry about your luck, but I don't want to see you go without, especially something like Celebration tickets, for crying out loud. This is a big deal, of course, like it is every year right here in Fort Dodge. So make sure you stick around. You check the Iowa's Favorite Country K97 Facebook page. I will eventually get to it, and I will post the winner of our tickets for tonight. Also, here's what I want you to do for tonight. It's what we kind of do for comments wise. Tonight, I want you to think about if you, and even if you are a driver right now, all right, even if you are, take the number that you've got of your car, put it aside. If you're not a driver, think about if you were. Here's what I want from you. Drivers, different number. Non-drivers, if you were a driver, I want to know what number you would have on your car. What number would you have on your car? Could be anybody's. I don't care. Could be 3,412 for all I care. This is your thing, right? What number would you want on your car if you were a driver? And if you are a driver, then your current number aside, what other number would you put on your car? Go ahead and, again, comment right there on our Facebook page, Iowa's Favorite Country, K97 on Facebook, or my Darren on Air Facebook page. And take a shot at those two tickets to Celebration coming up again Saturday, June the 11th, right here in Fort Dodge. Well, let's get just a little bit of results that we've got for this evening. And we are going to talk about Sports Park Raceway because they did get racing in this past Friday night, so kudos to them. I'm going to start off with the results from that Friday night, this past Friday night, and then we're going to talk about what's coming up this coming Friday night at Sports Park Raceway as well. But this past Friday night, starting off with the MC Mechanical USRA B mods, the feature in that, first place went to Ty Griffith from Webster City, driving the number 56. Hey, the wild one, Greg Elliott from Webster City. He was driving Daughter Taylor's T16 car, but he took second place. Way to go, wild one. Good job. And Jason Bass from Fort Dodge, the number 4 car, taking third. In the Pickett Salvage USRA Hobby Stocks from Friday night at Sports Park Raceway, it was Dylan Nelson from Adel in the 13N taking first. Bryce Sommerfeld from Fort Dodge in the number 50 car taking second. And Colby Gopal, I should say, from Britt in the 50K car taking third. Moving on to the United Plant Services USRA Modifieds from Sports Park Raceway this past Friday. Taking first was Devlin Havlick from Waterloo in the 5D. Dustin Brown from Thornton, Iowa in the 65D taking second. And Andy Tiernan from Madrid in the number 3 car taking third. Marsh Concrete USRA stock cars from this past Friday night at, again, Sports Park Raceway here in Fort Dodge. Taking first, Webster City's own Reed Keller, number 19, taking the checkered. Taking second was Fort Dodge's own Bill Crimmins in the number 35 car, and taking third, Eagle Grove's own Parker Slagle in the number 47 car, taking third. And rounding out the races from Friday night features-wise at Sports Park Raceway, Matt's Tire Service USRA Tuners. Taking first was Oliver Monson from Humboldt in the 543 car. Taking second was Riley Payson from Wall Lake, Iowa in the 65. And taking third was Brianna Aids in 10B from Rippey, Iowa. So kudos to every one of the drivers who got to race and just even got on the track, man, on Friday night at Sports Park Raceway, because just getting out this year has been half the battle, right? Or even more than half the battle. So kudos to everybody who actually was able to get out and enjoy some racing this Friday night. To all the fans, of course, as well. Now, coming up this Friday night is the Dickie Marsh Memorial Race, going to be at Sports Park Raceway. All classes are going to be involved. Pits open at 5:30. Gates open at 5:30. Also, hot laps are at 7:30. This is big. Now, over $4,000 have already been added to the purse. So you've got lots and lots of big payouts that are going to be going on. There's going to be an over $8,000 fireworks show at the end of the night as well, plus a huge amount of bikes and kids giveaways throughout the night as well. So you make sure you bring the whole family out. Sports Park Raceway this Friday night, the Dickie Marsh Memorial Race. Again, pits open at 5:30, gates open at 5:30, hot laps at 7:30. There's going to be a huge fireworks display after it's all done. As I mentioned, lots and lots of bikes and kids giveaways going on as well. So bring everybody out. The Dickie Marsh Memorial going on this Friday night at Sports Park Raceway right here in Fort Dodge. Kudos to them for doing that and for getting that purse jumped up as high as they have so far. And we're only at Monday, man. Who knows how much higher that purse could go? You just have to wait and see and get out there on Friday night at Sports Park Raceway. As I mentioned, also, another one of our great sponsors is the Webster County Fairgrounds and Event Center. Well, they've got their very first race of the season. That's going to be going on this Saturday, May the 21st, this Saturday night. This is figure eight racing, of course, fantastic figure eight racing. Classes that are going to be running that night, front wheel drive, pure stock, stock class, and open class are all going to be running. Plus, they've added 2 more classes to the roster this year. New this year at Webster County Fairgrounds and Event Center figure eight racing is the junior front wheel drive, and the 2-man cruisers are going to be involved in the figure eights as well. Now, pits open at 4 o'clock. Pit pass is just $20. Drivers, it's $30, of course. Grandstand is $10 for adults. Kids 12 and under, $5. 5 and under are absolutely free. Make sure you check them out on their Facebook page. All you got to do is search Webster County Speedway, and you will find them. But again, the very first figure eight race of the season at the Webster County Fairgrounds and Event Center coming up this Saturday night. Again, great figure eight racing and 2 more classes added to the roster, and just going to be a great night. So make sure you get out and enjoy some figure eight racing at the Webster County Fairgrounds and Event Center. That's right here in Fort Dodge, of course, and have a good time with that and enjoy. See, we got lots of great comments going on already. Again, here's what I want you to comment tonight, and we're going to, at the end of the show, stick around. Give me a little time. We're going to have a winner randomly drawn from all the people that have commented on our Facebook page, on our video feed here, our video stream. And what I'm looking for is, if you're a current driver, give me a different number. If you're not a driver and you were, what number would you have? Current driver, give me a different number than your current number. And if you're not a driver and if you were a driver, what number would you put on your card? Go ahead and comment again on our Facebook page, Iowa's Favorite Country, K97 on Facebook, or my Darren on Air Facebook page as well. Eric Reimer, 69. Yeah, go figure that one. Here's an original number, right? Paul Atchison, Spike, 38S. Spike. It didn't gonna matter, Spike. You're never gonna get the checker. It doesn't matter. Tina says number 12. There you go. What else do we got here? Let's get another one here. Curtis says number 3. Good call on that number there. Nebo says 28 ET. Let's see, Eric. Yeah, 69 again. Well, you're good, Eric. I'm glad you can type 6 and a 9. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Jeez. Matt, number 19. Let's see. We'll get to some other ones here in just a little bit. Coming up in just a little bit as well, we're going to be talking RC racing. Make sure you stick around for that. Again, Mike and Shannon Henley are going to be on with us talking about RC racing. Of course, we're going to talk about their track over in Webster City, the White Fox RC Speedway that they've got going just explosively. I was talking to Mike a little bit earlier today, and he said the numbers are already way up this year, and they're just getting going. So way cool, man. Way cool. Lots of people wanting to get out and race, no matter what it is. Be it you're racing, on the dirt track. Be it you're racing in the big cars, the big 4 wheels, the whatever it may be. You're racing the go-karts. You're racing the RCs. People want to get out and race a little bit and have some fun. So make sure you stick around, because we're going to talk with Mike and Shannon coming up in just a little bit. This is the best show about racing anywhere in broadcasting, and it's only right here on Iowa's Favorite Country, K97. I got more to come. You stick around. We're about 25 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock, and you know what a beautiful night we've got going on out there? The sun is shining. It's been kind of a gorgeous day all the way around. I know we're supposed to hit 80 degrees today. I think we hit pretty close to that, if I'm not mistaken on that. Let me check real quick with my friends here at the National Weather Service to make sure that we did get that 80 degrees because, by golly, we earned it, right? Hey, guess what we're at? 80 degrees right now, so there you go. There you go. And tomorrow we're looking at another nice day as far as at least the start of it goes. And then we're going to get into a little bit of rain activity. So I'm going to tell you all about that. Or I should say what my friends at Weatherology are coming up a little bit later on. Hey, like I said, tonight, here's what I want you to comment. If you're watching via our video feed, I want you to comment, if you were a driver, what number would you choose for your car? And if you are a current driver, your current number aside, what other number would you choose for your car? Now, again, somebody's going to randomly win this. Oh, looking forward to that. Now, of course, the 80s, my day, many of yours day as well. The hair bands, we remember Poison, right? Bret Michaels, Ricky Rocket, Bobby Dahl, CC DeVille. Of course we do. We didn't necessarily like them because they were prettier than we were. But, yeah, we love their music, without a doubt. Bret Michaels going to be here. Again, a celebration coming up on June the 11th. So, tonight, somebody's going to win 2 tickets to Celebration coming up. Right here in Fort Dodge, again, at Harlan Rogers Sports Complex. So make sure you stick around. Give me a chance to get the random winner selected and the whole works so we can give those tickets away and somebody can go enjoy some celebration with the thousands and thousands of other people, including myself, that is going to be there that night as well on June the 11th. Yeah, see our friend, I almost had almost tripped over my tongue. I almost bit it, actually. My friend Mike Henley is sitting there in our green room, so we're going to get Mike on in just a couple of minutes. We're going to talk a little RC racing in just a few, so make sure you stick around for that. But it's going to give you a few more minutes. Of course, got the rest of the show as well. To go ahead and comment on our Facebook page, Iowa's Favorite Country, K97 on Facebook, or my Darren on Air Facebook page. I want to know, if you were a driver, what number would you put in your car? And if you are a current driver, give me another number besides your existing number that you've got for your car right now. Because, again, somebody's going to randomly win 2 tickets to Celebration coming up on June the 11th. Stay with me. More to come on The Last Lap Show, the best show about racing anywhere in broadcasting. It's only right here on K97. No, it gets better with Janie every single time she's on. I guarantee you. She follows the morning train at 10 o'clock every day, Monday through Friday. So make sure when you're done riding the morning train with me that you stick around and you have some fun through your midday with what I call JMO time, Janie Morgan time. And then, of course, at 2 o'clock, it becomes KJO time right here in K97. That's Kayla Joe. So make sure that you make them part of your day. They love it when you are part of theirs. We're at about 29 minutes left in the hour, left in the show already. Man, this hour just flies, I tell you. Let's talk a little RC racing, shall we? Because we got a guy that I go back a few years with, Mr. Mike Henely. He's the owner and the promoter, he and his wife Shannon, of White Fox RC Speedway in Webster City. And Mike and Shannon, there he is. Mike, there. Good. Hey, Mike. Good evening, man. How you doing?
Afternoon, Darren. How's it going?
I'm doing good, brother. I'm doing good. Look at the shirt. He's got it right there. RC, the whole works, man. You got it down to a science. There you go. There you go. You're close. I know it's tough to maneuver these cameras, isn't it? There you go. There you go. All right. Good job. Hey, I appreciate you jumping on with me tonight, Mike. I had you on last year, and I think it wasn't last year, the first year that you guys were kind of getting White Fox RC Speedway going, or was it the year before that?
Nope, it was last year in August. Basically, we got permission from the city and everything to go ahead, and we built the track in 13 days and had our first race. I think we had 38 entries. I was kind of discouraged. I wanted more, but the track was a little rough for 13 days and a lot of rain, but I'm very thankful for getting it done that quick. So,
absolutely, man. Well, it got started last year. This year, you're getting into full swing again. You and I were talking briefly last night, briefly today as well, that you got some good entries going on. People are getting excited about RC racing again. Now, this is something, Mike, that you know better than I do, was extremely popular for many, many years. We kind of grew up, everybody wanting our own RC planes and our own RC cars and the whole works. And then it kind of leveled off a little bit, and now it's kind of back with a vengeance. And you guys at White Fox Racing, you and your wife, Shannon, you guys are kind of ahead of the game, so to speak, because you guys are out front of this whole explosion of RC racing again.
We're trying. We got a lot of friends that do it. Got 55 sponsors this year. We've been going after it, and got a lot of friends that run different tracks, and they've helped out. And each and every one of them are awesome. So there's a lot more tracks in Iowa and the surrounding states than people realize. So,
how many? Any idea how many there are in Iowa, Mike?
I don't know. I know there's Jimmy Keenan, a friend of mine. He runs Senate RC at Dallas County Speedway down there in Adel, Hobby Haven down there in Urbandale, Lighton RC Speedway in Lighton, Iowa. A couple good friends of mine, Beaver Creek over in Ackley. They started up last year about the same time we did. We're kind of helping each other and learning. Another good friend of mine, John Hawk over in Radcliffe. He's got the Porter Rad. Rick Elliott has Big Shoe Speedway, Hobbyplex out in Nebraska, Cedar River Speedway out in Palo, Iowa, down over by Cedar Rapids. We love going there in the summer, and there's a lot of places that do it indoors as well. So in the wintertime.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Keep it going that way. But you got yours outdoors. You got lots of fun. And boy, the track, I was watching a little bit of the videos you guys have put up. Let's go back to the beginning, though, for you, Mike. Now, you and I have known each other for quite a few years. Is this something that you were interested in when you were growing up, was getting into RC racing and doing the RC car thing? Or is this something you just kind of developed an interest in later in life?
Nope. I kind of grew up derbying and doing figure eights and some enduros. And then right when I was about the right age, the Terminator lived over in Duncombe, and he was my neighbor, and he built my first car and went from there. And then bought a car from Todd Foster and won some track championships and lots of races, and just got life lighted in 2000 and got out of it. And then last year, a friend of the family introduced my son to RC racing, and I was like, oh man, that's a waste of money. What do we do? And then went and watched a couple races at a local track, liked it. He got an RC car for his birthday. And I tell you what, they're just like the big cars, from the gears to the steering, the shocks. I mean, you put them on the scales, caster camber, you do everything like the big cars. It's a lot cheaper, but I mean, you can get carried away. I mean, you can get into it for about $190 to, $25 to $3,000 if you want to get crazy. So, but it's very competitive and fun. So
let's go back. Wait, let's go back before we get into any more RC talk here. Let's go back to Mark Elliott built your very first car. So a Terminator chassis you had, right?
Yes, sir.
And then you actually allowed Frosty to work to build you a car as well, or you took one of his cars?
Nope, I bought Frosty's hobby stock, and he moved up to stock car, and Mark worked on that as well, and won some track championships and a lot of races. A lot of lot of good experienced people helped me out at the start, and this RC racing is just as big. So
let me guess, when you sat in Frosty's hobby stock for the first time, you actually had to move the pedals down closer to the floor, right? Because as short as he is, you had to have him way up, like booster size.
Oh, not too bad. I was shorter back in the day too, and I believe back then Tank did the seat cover for his car, and it was pretty nice. And yeah, there was a lot of knowledge in that car.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's two guys that you could do a lot worse, believe me, and not much better. And that's Mark Elliott and Todd Foster. You know, I love them both to death. Two of my very good friends. We used to do a race show together, the three of us, and think the world of them. So if you got some assistance from either one or both of those guys, man, you had a couple of aces in the hole right there. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
they were the guys without a doubt. Well, let's get back into the RC thing, Mike, because now that you've developed this interest in it, now all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, let's expand on this. Let's become kind of an owner, promoter, and let's get this whole thing going citywide in Webster City. How did that whole thing start to develop for you?
Oh, I tell you what, I can't thank Andy Jones and Jones Rock and Dirt. His family helped out, and I tell you, the track wouldn't even be close to what it is without him and his business. So that's a big hats off to him. And then we got, I don't know, like I said, we got like 55 sponsors. I think the last count we had, just to name a few, we got Busher Brothers up in Algona. They're an RC shop, camper, full service deal. They stepped on board and they really help out with our specials. American Sanitation, John Dirt over in Radcliffe. He delivered several dirt. Like you said, he's got his own racetrack over there. Matthews Plumbing, Blake's Auto Repair here in town, Eastside and Trains up in Hampton, Iowa, and RC. They have a parts trailer. They come to the track just like the big cars. I mean, everything you need, you broke down. They hook you up. Stein Heating and Cooling, Washboard Laundry, Morning Glory, Abens Realty. We got sponsors out in California, DE Racing. They do the tires and rims just like the big cars. They're like the Hoosier and American Racer and stuff like that. So they sponsor us. Savix. We got Canada Trackmate Racing. They're the transponders just like the big cars for scoring. We got Shark Bodies out of Wisconsin. They make the stock car bodies. Bodies by JB out of Missouri. They make modified bodies. Mark Rush right here in town. Rush Bodies. Anderson, Mark's Modifieds up in Britt, Iowa. I'm trying to think. There's so many. I don't even know where to start and stop, to be honest with you. But yeah, like I said, with 55 sponsors, they're the main ones. And Wisconsin, the Shark Bodies, they come. Yeah, we got lots of good sponsors and very lucky. Lots of hard work that a lot of people don't see. And last week, I think I put out right about 28 hours in the track. The week before the race, 2 weeks before the race, we race every other weekend. So usually that's maybe 10, 15, 16 hours, just depending on Mother Nature. And she can be moody lately, so we'll be quiet about that.
So, yeah, knock on wood on that one, Mike. You want to make sure that you don't offend her too much. We're just now getting her where she's a little tolerable, right?
Definitely. So, and like I said, Darren, we run 9 classes, all the way from the novice, the people just starting out and beginners, not just for youth, but for adults like me that I can't drive, and they've seen that on the track. So I like to help my son when we go to these other races. But like Abens Realty, they're the novice. I mean, we do stuff just like the big cars. Abens Realty takes care of the novice class. Platinum right here in town does the Midwest mods. Stumpy's Bar and Grill over there in Duncombe. Awesome food. One of my favorite places to eat. They sponsor the 21.5 Street Stocks. Washboard Laundry does the 305 Sprint cars. Eastside and Trains does the Slash Stock cars. Busher Brothers do the trucks. American Sanitation over in Camera, they do the Slash mods. Stein Heating and Cooling B mods, just like they do the big cars. And Jones Rock and Dirt, the brushless mods. So fantastic. That's the 9 calls we got so far. So yeah,
you got a great list of sponsors. You were telling me last night that you had close to 60, and I'm like, wow, dude, that's a lot. That's a lot to have, and that's a good thing to have too, because like it takes sponsors to put this show on every week. Drivers know it takes sponsors to put the car on the track. You know what it's like just to put a track on the track, right?
Yeah, without each and every one of them, and all the way from the drivers to the sponsors, I consider it our family, and without each and every one of them, we couldn't do it.
God bless you, man. That's awesome. That's incredibly awesome. So let's talk to let's say you got somebody watching and listening right now, or several actually,
okay,
who are interested in. It sounds like a lot of fun. I've always wanted to kind of do that thing. I don't know where to start. What do you recommend for somebody who's looking to just get into it, just maybe as a hobby, just to see how it's going to go for them, have some fun. You said anywhere between 190 to $3,000, depending on how crazy you want to go.
Yeah, $3,000's a little steep. I got a friend that he's probably got, I don't want to get him in trouble in the doghouse with the boss, but he's probably got 12 or 13 cars, and he just gets good deals, and he's really good at it. Yeah, his kids race. Going back to starting it out, E-Sites and Trains and RC up in Remote Control Car up in Hampton, they bring the parts trailer. Me and Paul talked this year, and I kind of talked to some friends last year, and we were going to do rentals. And I wasn't for sure, and it gets overwhelmed having a track and doing all that. And he does rentals. He's got a stock car, a truck, and a modified you can rent. And for the day, it's $20, and you bring the vehicle back, the truck, the modified, or stock car broke. If it's not broke, you get $5 back. So basically, you can go have fun for $15.
Wow, that's what a great way to get into
that's what I would suggest. I mean, try that and be around people. Like I said, I didn't know nothing about it last year, and there's so many people, the knowledge. It's like big cars. You get pretty competitive, but I tell you what, the RC racing, everybody helps everybody. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, my son had to work, and I went over to Beaver Creek and Ackley, and I had his stock car was set up, and he's really good, and it's the speed and the steering and everything, and I didn't want to mess with his controller, and I burned up an ECU, and that's the speed control. And the parts guy came over right away, and he says, "Hey, I got one for you." Another fellow racer, Jason Barhite, says, "Hey, I got another one. I got a spare. Throw it in there and just race." And he was the competition that night, so it was just like that's the way it is. He wanted, and I wasn't no threat. Obviously, I'm not very good at it. Let's be honest here, but that's just the way it is. I mean, sure, they're not going to give you all their secrets, and some of the classes are really competitive, but it's just crazy how everybody helps everybody. I never would have thought at 52 years old I'd meet this many new friends and been reacquainted with old friends. A lot of ex-racers do it. And it's a good hobby. And like I said, going back from the 190 to 3,000, 3,000 is getting a little carried away, but there's some SC mods that, they get close to around $2,000, but they're very competitive. There's a show down there in Tulsa, Oklahoma called the Chili Bowl. I mean, it's just like the Boone Super Nationals. There's a pre-entry, and it fills up quick and gets sold out. So it's like the Boone Super Nationals of RC racing. So I mean, get on the website and check it out. It's the best of the best. And there's some guys here in Iowa, Jimmy and Alex Keenan. And then you go to Triple PRC, Michael Pruitt and his son. They go down there, but you got to be good to get in there, and even lucky to get invited. So.
And that's way cool. That sounds, just like almost NASCAR all the way around. I mean, he's very, very organized, very, very, kind of fan friendly and driver friendly, and the whole works as well. So, and Mike, you being a former dirt track driver yourself, the racing family that goes on behind the scenes, so to speak. Down to the pitch. You may be, rubbing and bumping and nudging somebody all race long. But and you might even be angry at each other, but when you need help or when they need help, y'all are the first ones to run to each other's aid. And it sounds like that's applicable also to RC racing as well, which is really cool to know that racing across the board is a whole big family sport.
Yeah, definitely.
Very cool, man. Very cool. Was Shannon a little nervous to get on camera with you tonight? Is that what?
Well, she didn't. We talked last night, and I didn't get to tell her that she was part of it. And you said that she's kind of. Yeah, she's the boss, so I kind of kick back. I'll admit it, but I'm lucky. We just had our 17th anniversary, and we went out to eat over at Stumpy's for our anniversary, one of our sponsors, and that's all she wanted for the night. And I come back, and I spent several hours on the racetrack. And she's helped me through all my wild goose chases over the years. Just a quick update, if I could, Darren, our schedule, one of our sponsors, Jones Rock and Dirt, they helped us out with the LED lights, and Good Pasture Tree Service used their boom truck to put the lights up and everything. So starting June 24th, we're going to go to Friday nights into the lights. So it's a little bit more moisture in the track and easy track prep and help out with the car racers. But normally we run on Sundays and going from there. And we do have a 12T Summer Series coming up where we got two local tracks, Beaver Creek Speedway over in Ackley and the Port of Rad over in Radcliffe. We're going to have a 3-race series, kind of like back in the day when Frosty and Mark raced. They had the Mac Tool Winter Series. Not quite as many tracks, but I've been talking with some other tracks, possibly join next year and see how it goes and turn it into a bigger thing. So,
man, that's way cool. Mike, I'm going to take a quick break. When I come back, I want to talk to you about kind of the semantics of an RC track and the whole works, because there's a lot of people, myself included, I've never been to an RC track and watched an RC race. So I want to find out what it's like from obviously you as the owner promoter perspective as well as a driver, and kind of get the layout so when people show up for the first time, they know exactly what they're going to be looking at. All right.
Definitely.
All right. Hang tough with me, Mike Henley again from White Fox RC Speedway in Webster City. And this, of course, the best show about racing anywhere in broadcasting. It's the Last Lap Show. Stay right here, only on Iowa's favorite country, K97. Got about 8 minutes left on the last lap show for tonight. I want to bring in my very special guest, Mike Henely, again, the owner and promoter of White Fox RC Speedway in Webster City. You know, Mike, I've got a contest going on tonight where I'm asking people to post on our video side, on our video stream, and if they're not a driver, what number would you put in your car? If you are a current driver, pick another number. What other number would you put in your car, right? Well, of course, you can't post like everybody else. I get a text from my man, the Terminator, Mark Elliott. And I got to read you exactly what Mark said here because, you know, it's typical Terminator fashion. So, again, it's if you're a current driver, what number would you pick otherwise? Mark says 12 and 12H. It's more than just a number. See, to him, it's a life, man. And it is. He's built a life on 12 and 12H. So kudos to him, man. That's awesome. That's way awesome. Again, the White Fox RC Speedway in Webster City. Now, Mike, when it comes to your track, is every track pretty much designed the same, built the same, or is it like you know, any other racing track you go to, NASCAR or whatever, you have different, you know, like you know, Daytona's bigger than the Brickyard. I mean, you know, you just got different size tracks. How is that when it comes to RC racing?
It's pretty much the same, different size tracks. A lot of them have the outside wall, and they use like PVC pipe and tubing, drain pipe in the center. I'm a firm believer in not an outside wall because they go up and hit the outside wall and then come back down into traffic. Some of them use the drainage tile on the bottom, and then like the modifieds, you get stuck underneath the tile and then they go to throw it in reverse, whatever, it causes big wrecks. So yeah, we just do construction whisks around the bottom and no guardrail around the top. So the only place there's a front wall is in front of the drivers just to protect them. So
if you're talking different size tracks for different, it just depends on the location that you're at.
Yep.
Let's talk about White Fox RC Speedway then. How big is White Fox?
I believe it's like 165 feet run out. That's where I believe I was told once a long time ago over in Cedar Rapids, Iowa, that you go up to the middle of the track and you go all the way around, and it's 165 foot in the middle of the track. So that's how they get the run out, is what I was told. Now, I never did really look into that, but that's about what ours was. I mean, it's just like the big tracks. You change gearing, tires. I mean, there's a tire rule where you can run certain tires, and we try to run the same tires as other tracks do, so you can go from track to track without having a lot of an expense.
Now, do you have any drivers, Mike, that maybe go from, I don't know, say, you were talking about one in Ackley, right? There's a
yep.
Okay, yep. Go from Ackley, say, hypothetically, Friday night to White Fox on Sunday.
Yep. They actually race on Saturdays. Theirs is similar to ours, a little bit wider, and maybe the straightaways are a little bit shorter. But I believe my son uses the same gears, and he has 4 or 5 different cars. But he's actually got rid of one today and a couple over the weekend, so he's gonna change classes. So, but yeah, basically, he's got right now he's in hang on, he had 21.5 street stocks, the slash mod, B mod. He's got a brushless mod, stock car, a truck. Now he's looking into getting a sprint car and an open SC mod. So,
dude, he's taking it seriously. That's awesome.
He's kind of jumping around. So yeah,
that's all right, man. That's all right. That's how you learn. That's how you have some fun and then make it happen. Well, so when it comes to then White Fox RC Speedway, Mike, tell everybody again. You run on Sundays. What time do the races start? What time? If you're looking to, as you said, rent the car for the day just to see how you like it. How do you go about doing that? Let's get people involved here, get them going with
okay, basically they get there and go over and talk to Paul at Eastside Trains and in Romo Control at the parts trailer and just say, hey, is there a rental available today? And they go through that and he signs them up if he's got one available. And like I said, he's got a truck, a stock car, and a modified. So you started out somewhere. Instead of getting 9 different classes, you got to start somewhere. So, but basically just give him the $20 and he'll go over everything with you and he'll set it up and take care of it and come over to the shack and sign in and go from there. Spectators are always free to watch and come and watch. Just sign the waiver and you're good to go. So
now, for anybody who is not familiar with Webster City, us Webster City natives obviously know where White Fox is. But for anybody who's not familiar with that, how do you get to White Fox RC Speedway?
Just right off of Main Street, you go into the train trestle. It's 402 White Fox Road, right by along the Boone River. It's the old Electrolux press parking lot. So
cannot miss it. I mean, easily when you come down right there by under the train trestle, take a left, or if you're coming over the bridge, you take a right there by Carl Chevrolet or where it used to be. You take a right there under the trestle, just up to your left there. Cannot miss it.
Yep, definitely.
So what time do races start over at White Fox, Mike?
Okay, on Sundays the track opens at 10, racing at 12. We had some people that raced down in Senate RC down in Adel last weekend. They spent the night and they were up here, and I was at the track at 5. They weren't here, but I suppose it was 7 or 7:15. They were there unloading, getting their stuff set up, but they drove all the way from over by Council Bluffs. So we got people that come all over, and then when we go to Fridays, the track opens at 5 and racing at 7.
Fantastic. So good RC racing and a lot of places you can choose from. As you mentioned earlier in our discussion, a lot of different tracks around the state. I mean, just sounds like just about at every corner you can find a good RC track. And it sounds like you guys kind of all pull together too, which is neat because you're promoting the sport as a whole.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, some tracks don't like that. You might take cars from their track or whatever, but I guess basically you can just go experience that. We tried it this winter, and there's a lot of tracks that race indoor this winter. I mean, we were going to Omaha to the Plex out there, and we raced a few times. You can go down to Skips in Missouri, Tees up in Rochester, Minnesota. Bradford's got a place up there in Algona at his shop. That's a pretty good little place to race too, and that's up in Algona. So yeah, there's several spots, and I know the RC track that was over in the mall. I'm getting a little bit more familiar from that, but they're going to switch over to do some indoor racing here in Webster City, and I've been talking with them guys quite a bit. So you never know, maybe something can work out and do some racing indoors here in Webster City.
Absolutely, that'd be kind of cool. Kind of a year-round thing. That'd be kind of cool. Well, Mike, you and your better half, Shannon, again, happy belated anniversary to you guys. And also keep up the great work. You guys are doing fabulous things with White Fox RC Speedway, and we expect bigger and bigger things out of you guys in the next few years as well. So keep it up, my man. You guys doing a great job.
Thanks again, Darren. We couldn't do it without our sponsors and like you. And once again, if White Fox RC Speedway, it's on Facebook. Join and check it out.
Absolutely, Mike. Appreciate you taking the time, man. I know you're a busy guy. And I know this is kind of your night to relax after the big races yesterday. So appreciate you taking some time away from the family to be with us tonight. And as I said, keep up the great work, my friend.
Thank you, and take care. And thanks for the invite, Darren.
Absolutely, always. Mike Henely, again, the owner and the promoter of White Fox RC Speedway in Webster City. Big thanks to Mike. And, of course, to Shannon, his wife, for actually allowing him to be on tonight and take the time away. I appreciate that greatly as well. Well, that's going to wrap up the last lap show for tonight. Now, you've got just a few more minutes to get your number post in. I want to know if you were a driver, what number would you put in your car? If you're already a driver, give me a different number. Go ahead and post it because I'm going to randomly select a winner coming up here in just a little bit for 2 tickets to Celebration right here in Fort Dodge coming up on June the 11th. Big thanks to my sponsors who make this last lap show possible every week. Our title sponsor, Platinum Construction and Demo. Could not do it without them. Thank you so much. Farrell's Auto Repair. Big thanks to Ryan and his team. The Stumpy's Trifecta. Stumpy's Bar and Grill in Duncombe. Stumpy's Party Buses and Stump's Snow and Mow, the original Snow and Mow. Brand new to our sponsor list, Ryan's House Repairs. Big thanks to Ryan for jumping on board with us as well. To Tim and Holly Mortensen and Camrar at Poplar Grove Speedway. Thank you also, Webster County Fairgrounds and Event Center here in Fort Dodge. Big thank you to them. And don't forget their first race coming up this Saturday night. So make sure you get out to enjoy that. And, of course, Sports Park Raceway, one of our brand new sponsors who's been a sponsor every year, but they're just now getting on board with us again this year. Big thanks to them. Do not forget they got the big memorial race coming up this Friday as well. Huge purse, lots of things for the kids. So get the entire family out to Sports Park Raceway this Friday night for some fabulous racing as well. For me, that's going to do it. Now, I need you to have a great rest of your night, but I do need you to be safe. Do you know why? Because if you don't, I'm going to tell you, I need you back here with me on the morning train tomorrow at 6. Without you, hey, I'm just a dude that rides that rail all alone. And believe me when I say that is never any fun. Please remember, as I say at the end of every one of my shows, or most of them anyway, every person you come in contact with is fighting battles you have no idea about. So please be kind. Have a great night, everybody. God bless and enjoy the rest of your Monday evening. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning.